Yes, it's another time to talk about the business side of sports, where value is exchanged for value. Judy Olano is my name, and I welcome you to another edition of the program Sport Exchange. It's good to have you join me. On the show, we'll be looking at stories making rounds as far as the sports business is concerned. And on standby to join us on the dugout segment is the president of Matchmakers Consults, who, by the way, organizes the Nigerian Pitcher Awards. These are some of the things we'll be doing on the show today. Stick around, don't go away, because right after this break, it will be time for the news.
Fantastically finished.
Stoke City have confirmed the signing of former Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel on a short-term deal. The Nigerian star joined the Porters on a free transfer after leaving Turkish Super League club Trabzonspor during the coronavirus crisis in March. Mikel is set for his second adventure in the Championship with Stoke City, having previously played for Middlesbrough in the second half of the 2018-2019 season. Plus 500 trading platform Plus 500 has signed as the new main sponsor of Italian Serie A outfit Atalanta, paying a club record fee for the front of shirt rights. Plus 500 will replace chemical company Radici Group on the shirts of the Bergamo-based club in a 3-year deal from September 1, 2020. Radici Group is thought to have paid about €2 million per year for the rights in a 3-year deal from 2018-2019 season to 2019-2020 season. Industry sources say the Plus 500 are paying a significant increase on the Radici Group contract, based largely on Atalanta's recent successes on the pitch. Serie A side Lazio are disappointed they could not sign Spanish star David Silva, who made a detour to Real Sociedad after a gentleman's agreement with the Italian side. Silva, whose contract with Manchester City ended after the 2019-20 season, was booked for a medical in Rome, a 3-year contract worth €4 million per season, including bonuses with perks such as personal driver and use of a private jet. According to Sky Sport Italia, David Silva didn't even tell Lazio that he had signed for Real Sociedad. They only found out once the La Liga club released their statement. And from football to tennis, the world's 9 highest earning sports women over the past year are all tennis players, according to research by US business magazine Forbes. Japan's Naomi Osaka tops the list with earnings of $37.4 million ahead of Serena Williams with $36 million. World number 1 Ashley Barty is third with income of $13.1 million. United States international footballer Alex Morgan is the only athlete from outside tennis in the top 10, earning $4.6 million. Morgan, who gave birth to her first child in May, earned $4.2 million of her income through endorsements during the span of Forbes analysis between 1st of June 2019 to 1st of June 2020. Osaka and Williams have both broken the previous record for annual earnings set at $29.7 million in 2015 by Russian tennis player Maria Sharapova. And a list of the world's 100 best paid sports people published by Forbes in May, Osaka, who is 29th, and Williams, 33, were the only women. And now straight to basketball. The NBA and the National Basketball Players Association has funded a saliva-based test for coronavirus developed at Yale University. The test, known as Saliva Direct, is designed for widespread public screening and sanctioned by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. According to experts, the cost per sample could be as low as about $4, though the cost to consumers will likely be higher, which could be around $15 or $20. Yale administered the saliva test to a group that included NBA players and staff in the lead-up to the league's return, and it came out same with the nasal swab test the same group took. And to cricket, Kugandri Govender has been appointed as the acting chief executive officer of Cricket South Africa. The Board of Cricket South Africa, in a press statement, say the appointment takes immediate effect after the resignation of the former acting chief executive officer. Govender is a multifaceted executive leader with more than 23 years' experience in the corporate sector, and until her new appointment, she was the chief commercial officer at Cricket South Africa. In golf, PGA Tour has named PointsBet as its latest official betting operator in a multi-year agreement. As part of the multifaceted content and marketing relationship, PointsBet will have rights in the U.S. market to use PGA Tour marks and the right to advertise within Tour media and partner platforms. PointsBet also secures content and video rights to create pre-game and post-game betting programming, as well as the distribution of highlights to users who have placed bets. And that's it for the news. We'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, it will be time for us to engage our guest on the Dugout segment.
Fantastically finished.
All right, 5 years ago, the form of trying to reward the best of our football administrators, players, and every stakeholder came about. And right now, it's 5 years down the line, actually, and we are looking at how this project has fared. Joining me to look at the Nigerian Pitch Awards is the president of Matchmaker Consult, the organizers of Nigerian Pitch Awards. Shina Phillips joined me on Skype. Hello, Shina. How are you doing today?
Oh, thank you, Jide. Great to be here with you this afternoon, and great to be with our great viewers out there.
Hope you're saying. I want to believe you're staying safe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we thank God, and I'm happy to see you safe also.
Oh, good.
It's been a very hectic one for the entire universe.
All right, Shino, let's look at what's happening with the Nigerian Pitch Awards. Just some months ago, the nominees for this year's award were unveiled, but months down the line, nothing really has happened, and we all know that is as a result of the coronavirus pandemic. But let me ask you, has it been hosting this particular event for the last 5 years?
Well, I would say in the last 6 years, because the last edition was the 6th edition,
okay, and
we're geared for the 7th edition this year. We give thanks to God because to stay consistent and to remain incontrovertible is not something you usually have on ground. So in March, we did announce nominees for 2019 season, and we're also geared to have the award same time with the Super Eagles game that was eventually cancelled by CAF, and reason being that COVID-19 struck the entire world. It was something we never expected, and the whole world is still battling it. However, on our own part, regardless of the situation, we're looking at other ways of seeing to it that the ceremony holds. Otherwise, we would have released the the winners and the results, but then we still feel we owe it to our football community to be able to have a ceremony where the winners will be announced. And I'm sure something great is coming up. We've been working on it, and it is going in the right direction. We have all the necessary endorsement, not just from players alone, but even from the federation, and we're getting everything right. Very, very soon, we are just going to announce it, and then a ceremony we hold, and all the nominees, we eventually know who the winners are. And you can bet with the Nigerian Pitch Awards, because we maintain our core value of transparency, of integrity, and seeing to it that every winner is truly deserving of it, is on meritorious ground, knowing the caliber of college of voters we have. We are very, very sure that even for a nominee, it's a great thing, let alone the winners, that we soon enjoy the ceremony that we're coming up with. Very, very soon. I can assure you that that is fully confirmed. You will know the date and the venue.
We've seen some great awards being cancelled this year, of course, because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
We've seen the Ballon d'Or and, of course, CAF Awards. Did you guys at any point contemplate cancelling the awards?
No, we never contemplated cancellation, because I think that we're in a dynamic world. And in some of the interviews that I've granted, I discovered that humans have the capacity to deal with problems. COVID-19, absolutely, yes, it's quite a strange one. It came and then it's hitting Africa in a way we never expected it. However, I think that with the communication you and I are having right now, it shows that there are still other means of getting celebrations done without necessarily having to congregate in a particular place. So, but we never thought of that. We believe in the interest of Nigerian football. We believe that it's necessary that we honor those men and women who always bring glory to us, even when we suffer defeat. And more so, we consider the administrators, and we consider those in the media who have often, brought these to our different homes. So the idea of cancellation is just impossible for us. We've been working since the time that we couldn't have that particular gathering ceremony together. We've been working, and fortunately, we have gotten to a point where very soon Nigerians and the entire world will be amazed at what we want to bring up. It's indeed fascinating, and I give thanks to God that we prepared our mind to see to it that this ceremony holds.
All right. Let me see. I hope I'm not trying to preempt you. Are we looking at a virtual awards? Because we've seen some people toy with that kind of idea. Yes, they've done it. Is it possible we'll see a virtual Nigerian Pitch Awards?
You'll be failing to do your job if you don't ask. But the truth of the matter is that, like the first press conference we heard was about the first time, I was asked a similar question how the voting process will be, and I said, well, we have something in the kitty, and we just want to surprise everyone. And in the same vein, because it's a major test, first of its kind, we are keeping it cool right now to be sure that a week to that time we'll then release the information concerning, when you're putting up a beautiful structure, you kind of conceal the environment until you're done with that structure, and the people are like, wow, you mean this is possible? Not out of fear, but just because we want to do a very thorough job that will be pleasing to all. We're not about the business of exercising authority over award ceremonies in Nigeria, but we basically want to do the right thing so that if we're setting the pace, we know we're setting the right pace, and it's no competition with anyone. I've often said that awards tables, any reward process put in place it's something that is meant for all to embrace. There's no place for competition. If Mr. A is rewarding someone, you should applaud him. If Mr. B is rewarding, you should applaud him. The most important thing is that it should be credible, it should be transparent, it should be prestigious. And that's what we brought to the fore with the Nigerian Pitch Award, to see to it that there's credibility, there is transparency, and then the prestige in it is to say that we have a fantastic statuette, and to say that any winner is truly deserving of it, and to know that's basically on meritorious ground. Then, but most importantly, is to look at the college of voters. Look at the class of voters. We have editors, and I'm proud to say here that you, being one of the voters, you know that no one can possibly influence you. I mean, looking at the entire nation, and we have more than 100 voters across the countries, personalities as editors, as reporters, and, choice voters. It is really very difficult for you to penetrate the Nigerian Pitch Awards College of Voters to say you want to manipulate. That's the more reason why we strive.
Okay. All right.
Trust me.
I think, Sheena Phillips, if you don't mind. Okay, Sheena, if you don't mind, let's go on a short break now. And when we come back, we'll continue with this conversation.
Fantastically finished.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Sport Exchange, and I've been talking with the president of Matchmakers Consults, Matchmaker Consults Nigeria, and in the person of Sheena Phillips. All right, Sheena, let's talk about what the pandemic has done to the sport industry. Now, I know that it has also affected, I want to believe it has also affected some of the engagements you guys are having with prospective sponsors for the award nights. But can you tell us how the sponsors are receiving the awards at this time?
Well, as we all know, the pandemic have dealt a massive blow to the entire world, and but in particular to entertainment and sports. And that, of course, have affected corporate interest in sporting activities. Nevertheless, as you very well know, even when we never had sponsors, we still went ahead with our own resources as an organization to push for it. We believe in this project. We believe that this project will somehow, by the grace of God, outlive us. And so if you believe in a project that is true, that is pure, that is clean, I mean, why wouldn't you give it all you got? So we believe that this ceremony we hold with or without any sponsor. And it's understandable also that sponsors may feel a bit strained to want to come in to sponsor, but this is the 7th edition. It will hold, and we believe bigger sponsors will come after the pandemic. We are hoping, we're praying that there will be vaccines from all around, and the world will be free from this virus. It has affected virtually every aspect of our economic life.
All right, we've seen the award evolve over the years, of course, from the Night of Stars to even how the plaque has evolved, and we keep seeing new things every year. Now that it's a year of pandemic, are we going to be seeing some twists that you will let us know by now?
Well, amazingly, in the history of Nigerian football awards, this is the first time we're getting, players sending videos of, affirmation and, saying clearly that one thing that is common with, that they all have to say is that it's credible, it's transparent, and it's prestigious. And so what we will try to do, because we really, like the NFF president once said, that, look, one thing about the award is spot on. You may not have all the necessary fanfare and all of that, but at the end of the day, as a winner, when you look at the statuette, for instance, you know that this award indeed is a quintessence of its virtually every aspect of it, tells of character. And so what you're about to see this year is a unique character that will become a major tradition of the Nigeria picture, was that even in years to come, you say, no, this is one particular tradition we want to identify with. So we are doing everything to spice up this interesting COVID-19 period award ceremony. But I can assure you, Jide, you are one of our panelists, and you've been there for us. You've been all the way from the word go, and you will tell that even with or without sponsors, that we are determined to bring this alive, and it's indeed getting better. And I can assure you that this is going to be apparently one of the best, if not the best, award ceremony. I'm already excited. I'm excited for the winners to be. I don't know them, but the accounting auditing firm will eventually bring all that for us to see. It's going to be a wonderful ceremony. I trust you. Trust me.
Where did that idea come from, really? I must confess, the idea of getting the auditing firm involved, because this is like the only award ceremony in Nigeria that it's been audited. Where did that idea come from, really?
Well, I think that first, when God gives you an idea and you're careful to listen, and then, I would say that openly anyway, God gives ideas, I know that. And he blessed us with this one. And then, but one thing I also realize is that integrity matters. So you begin to look at, really, this question is important, because how did the idea come about? I thought about it. I've looked at the ways that some attempts have been made, and I see the apathy that sponsors have, corporate bodies have towards awards in Nigeria, because they all believe that you're either buying it or an award is sold. And we all know that story everywhere. So I became afraid that even if we set up a panel, at the end of the day, we might likely run into that kind of trouble. So I stretched my mind a little. Thank God, I realized that the only way an organizer can be out of all that is to get a firm. And it's possibly the best firms you can get is the accounting auditing firm, and the reputable ones for that matter, so that they take the responsibility and just put a college of voters together. We tried to be scientific. I think it was just going that direction, to see to it that you have something different from what is commonly known. Because people believe that in Nigeria, when you mention an award like that, the man has just bought the award. And that's the news everywhere. But thank God we got this unique idea to say, no, let's go in this direction. Let's go scientific. Let it be verifiable. Let there be an independent body. I mean, that's the same way you run a nation's election. And well, for as long as you cannot penetrate this reputable organization, why not? You get the right result. And we have seen over the years that the accounting firm have remained very firm. And they are not looking for money. We're not paying them. It's their own, corporate social responsibility by way of seeing to it that a particular award stands out. And a lot of people will copy from this. I thank God that we got it right, and it can only get better. But beyond the independent collating body is the college of voters, the media, to think that they are not paid to vote. And they have to go through this carefully and then, nominate. They are the ones who nominate. They are the ones who decide the winner. That, for me, is top-notch. Fantastic. And we are so bold enough, I'm sorry, let me just add, we are bold enough to release the names of all the voters and even how they voted. So that is huge.
All right. Let me ask you this. Maybe this might be the last question I'm going to ask you. Of course, this is a Nigerian Football Awards, but aren't you worried that most times, for example, this is in the football as played by the Nigerian leagues, maybe the Premier or the second tier, was not really very active? Don't you think we need to get an active football ecosystem for us to push these awards further?
Well, you and I know exactly the problems that Nigerian football is faced with. And this is one huge business that we can't toy with if we have to look at what obtains out there. And I keep saying, and I will say, there's need to bring in the big moguls. We know what it looks like out there in England. We can understudy that. And look, you just need 10 of them, 10 major companies. And if they set up the right infrastructure, NFF won't have to struggle. I mean, look at Man U as a team, for instance, is a community on its own. You just need the infrastructure. You just need the club to have the structure and the right infrastructure, and everything will be in place. There is no need totally depending on state clubs to give our league the kind of envy that you have out there in the world. It's serious investment, but the investment must come with a clear knowledge of what the business require. If you don't give it what it takes, it's the same thing our movie industry is going through, because they have not come to that point where you look at it and look at what works out there. How you build your fan base, how you build the kind of training pitches, the academy, the marketing department. It's all, and look, it's a collective thing put together. Until we get that kind of way of looking at it from a technocrat point of view, and we borrow from what we see out there, then you're not likely to have a club like Man U in Nigeria. And until you have that, you can't have foreign players coming from Brazil and other parts. It must be enticing enough. And it takes the body to begin to work in that direction.
All right. I must say thank you very much, Shina Phillips, for joining me on today's show. I really appreciate your contribution. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Judy.
Yeah.
Please stay safe.
All right, and you too. Okay, that's it. I've been talking to the president of Matchmaker Consult, the organizers of Nigeria Pitch Awards. On the Nigerian Pitch Award has been in focus. Okay, before we go on the show today, this is our offside. Yes, our offside is about one of NBA's greatest exports. That is LeBron James. Instead of cash, LeBron James accepted a 2% stake in Liverpool FC as part of a 2011 business deal with Fenway Sports Group, originally valued at $6.5 million. The investment is now worth $44 million, almost 7 times more. LeBron is one of the greatest athlete investors of his generation. That is what sport is. Good money. Until I come your way next time, keep doing sport. And remember, sport is big business.